Hello, and welcome to Solidarity for All, a new podcast brought to you by members of UAW Local 249. I'm Jake Barvatic, a leader with our local's organizing committee and one of this show's hosts. We will have an episode soon with the other host to properly introduce the show, but I'm recording this quick episode to get the word out about an attack on our democracy happening in Jefferson City and what we can do to stop it. Republicans are trying to gerrymander our state's district maps to essentially silence hundreds of thousands of voters and remove Representative Emanuel Cleaver from Congress in the 2026 midterms. We need to show up, get loud, and demand lawmakers stop this attack on our democracy. You might be asking, what is gerrymandering and why should I care? Gerrymandering is the practice of dividing congressional districts in a way to give an advantage to a particular political party or candidate. Members of the House of Representatives are voted into office by people in districts. Ideally, the districts are drawn fairly, and effort is made to ensure that districts reflect the makeup of voters within the state, but bad actors can thumb the scales and carve up districts in ways that give unfair advantages to one side. For a longer explanation with visual aids, I recommend CGP Gray's video on the subject. I'll have a link in the description. House of Representative districts are normally redrawn every 10 years following the U.S. Census. Missouri has 8 districts that represent our state in the U.S. House of Representatives, 6 of which are currently held by Republican congresspersons. Only District 1, the district comprised of St. Louis and surrounding areas, and District 5, the district made up of mostly Kansas City and Emanuel Cleaver's district, vote to send Democrats to Washington, D.C. If the districts were drawn in a way that better reflected the will of Missourians, there would likely be 3 seats held by Democrats in the House of Representatives. Nearly 40% of voters in the state voted for Democrats in the 2024 election, but only 25% of our representatives in Washington speak for those voters. This means hundreds of thousands of Missourians' voices are less powerful than they should be in Washington. This imbalance isn't enough for Donald Trump and the GOP. They want to silence our voices even more. Republican efforts to redraw the district map now, in the middle of a decade, is an egregious power grab and speaks to their weakness. They know their policies have been unpopular, and they are once again resorting to dirty tricks to disenfranchise hundreds of thousands. They're doing this because they know their actions have turned the tide against them. Actions like kicking millions off of Medicare and other social services with the big ugly bill, deploying ICE and the military to terrorize school children, neighborhoods, and families, and probably most important to you listening right now, attacking our rights as workers by going after the NLRB and our Union 1 contracts. All of these have been widely unpopular, and even Donald Trump voters and GOP voters are starting to speak out against these injustices. Republicans know these actions are unpopular, and they're risking their seats in Congress by continuing down this authoritarian path. Instead of passing popular legislation that would benefit the many, not just the few, they decided to try to change the rules and stack the deck in their favor. They'd rather listen to billionaires and corporations instead of us, the people they're supposed to represent. This is unjust, undemocratic, and to be quite honest, un-American. I know this fight, like so many since Trump retook office in January, is an urgent fight. We are assaulted nearly daily as these wannabe strongmen attack our rights, our jobs, and our humanity. Our vote is one of the most powerful rights we have. It must be defended. All other actions we might take to combat these assaults on our society become more powerful when our values are shared by our congresspersons. This is why I'm joining other leaders within our union and our community to ask you to join us in Jefferson City on Wednesday, September 10th. Together we can push back against this attack on our democracy. We must remind Governor Kehoe and the rest of the Missouri Republicans who they actually work for, who truly holds the power, and stop this conspiracy to undermine our voice. If you're able to make it, we will meet at the State Capitol building at noon. I hope to see you there. Divided democracy falls, but united we stand. If not you, who? If not now, when?